Well, next, I'm not even going to try to make something up because I think he's going to be better at it than I am. So give it up for Nathan Arthur.
Thank you. Slides. All right, hello. Today's topic's negotiation. Negotiation sucks, right? You go to the car dealer and you're going to get screwed. They know what they're doing. You don't know what to do. They're going to rip you off and sell you a crappy car. But not really, right? You negotiate all the time. You negotiate when you decide where to go to lunch with your friends. You negotiate when you decide how to pass someone in the hallway. You're negotiating all the time, every day. The problem is we get this notion that negotiation is hard, that it's scary, that there's this conflict that we're fighting and that somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose. And it doesn't have to be that way, right? When you're negotiating, you've got two parties or maybe more, and they've both got something that the other party wants or the other party needs, and they need to figure out how to solve that problem in a way that's good for both of them. It doesn't have to be winners and losers. It just has to be coming together as a group and solving a problem. So the number one rule when you're negotiating, know when to walk away. If you can walk into a negotiation and you know what you have to get, or you're going to walk away, and you know what you're willing to give, or you're going to walk away, then everything else gets a lot easier, right? It's if you know in advance what it is that you're going to do and not going to do. The rest of it's pretty simple. Even if you know that, though, it's still really hard to say no, right? It's hard for somebody to say to you, well, how about this? And then to say, well, no, that's not good enough, right? Or I need more, or there's this other thing that we haven't covered. That's difficult, and it takes practice, it takes work, but it's the most important thing. The best negotiators are the people who do say no, and they say it at the right time, right? They don't say it too early, they don't say no because they're just trying to get more, they don't say it too late and then regret that they should have said no early. They say it at just the right time. They also push the other party until the other party says no, so that they know they've gone as far as they need to and gotten the best thing that they can. Your real negotiating power is in what you're actually willing to do to get what you need to get. And the better you know that, the more power you have in the negotiation. Back to the beginning idea, there are two basic mindsets when you're negotiating. There's this adversarial one where somebody's trying to win and somebody's trying to lose. And there's also a cooperative one. You can negotiate cooperatively, and things can turn out a lot better if you do. So let's talk about negotiating tactics. The first one, your body language matters, right? We're humans, we're animals, we care about posture and confidence and how you appear and whether you seem confident, whether you believe in what you're saying. Even if that kind of sucks, it would be nice if negotiation wasn't that way, but it is. Next one, stay meta, right? So the other party is saying stuff to you in order to get you to respond the way they want you to respond. They're not telling you the truth. They're not saying what they really need. They're not saying what they're afraid of. So listen to what they're saying and try to understand why they're saying it so that you can address those things instead of what they're saying. The next thing is discomfort. This one weird trick is going to make all your negotiations go better. If you can make the other party uncomfortable, you're going to do better. If you can deal with your own discomfort, you're going to do better. Those two things are the biggest tool you have in a negotiation. So how do you create discomfort? All right, so somebody tell me, how do you create discomfort in a negotiation? Nope, the best thing, and you failed me here, is silence, right? The best way to make discomfort is silence. Just sitting there with nothing being said is very uncomfortable for most people, and most people try to jump in and fill the silence with something that gives you something. How do you ignore the discomfort? Well, know about it, right? Know that discomfort is a tool and that good negotiators, the people who practice negotiation, are going to try to use it against you. And just remember, it's going to be over soon. You're going to go home. You're going to reflect on what happened, and you want to feel good about that. Think about what happens after the fact. Also, willpower, right? Be rested, be fed, be focused on the tactics you're using and on the goals that you have. Don't be focused on how afraid you are that it's all going to go wrong and that something's going to go terribly bad. Your willpower matters a lot on those things. Another one, right, push for more. I addressed this a little earlier. If you haven't heard the other party say no, you've left something on the table. Right, now maybe that's okay, right? Maybe you've gotten what you need to get and you're happy with what you're exchanging for it, and if so, great, stop. Right? But if you're adversarial, if you're fighting about something, and you haven't heard the other party say no, there's room. There's still room to push. Another good tactic, and car dealers will use this against you all the time, is resort to a higher power. Right? I need to go ask my boss. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that. I need to go ask my partner. I'm not sure if she's going to agree to that. It gives you a second to step away and to think calmly about it. Maybe you come back and you say no, and then the other party has this like third person who's not in the room that they're trying to argue against, and that's really difficult. And it's really difficult for you to do that when they do it to you. So that higher power is a neat tool. And then finally, just get creative about what you're doing, especially if you've got two parties who are cooperative. The initial idea you have of how you're going to butt heads and what you have to have and what they're going to give you, maybe that's not the thing at all. Maybe your underlying goals are actually something deeper and something that you can think about, and you can find some other way to approach the problem that solves it better for both of you. I'm Nathan Arthur. I'm Truist on Twitter. There's a lot more that I could say about this topic. If you want to keep talking about it, please come find me. These slides are out on GitHub. Good luck.
Am I doing it right? Everybody uncomfortable?